All right, let's do this for real this time. Thanks, OBS, once again for disabling my microphone right before I start streaming again and tell me you can't detect it. It seems that it seems to always happen when I'm in the worst of moods. Thanks. But anyway, I checked now. You should be able to hear my voice. So yeah, the last stream didn't happen, so this is the real stream. But anyway, let's just, as I was trying to say before and went on a tangent for no reason. Yeah, I was gonna wait until the very end of the Masters 8 tournament before making a proper CC video and talking about this. But just honestly, just seeing the next two trailers for the upcoming episodes, just that's what really threw me over the edge to the point where I don't even know where to begin with this. All right, well, you know what? Let's just talk about the first four episodes that's happened. If you looked at my community tab, basically you know that I predicted every single episode that aired in terms of that tournament, almost down to a T. A couple of things I did get incorrect, and I'm shocked that I did, is Leon's regular Charizard defeating Elaine's Mega Charizard. I thought it was going to be Gigantamax versus Mega Evolution. No. That was the following fight, where Lance's Dragonite did fuck all, and got destroyed by Mega Gardevoir as soon as Dynamax ended. Which, that was just unbelievably predictable. A lot of things with these trailers I've noticed is that if you didn't predict it like I did from a while back, then the trailer should have been a dead giveaway. Which is kind of it's very, very unfortunate that they do that. Because it just sucks the fun all out of it. You have to just completely avoid any sort of promotional material for the anime if you don't want to be quote-unquote spoiled. But then again, if you're just... then again, for me personally, I was spoiled before the trailers even aired. Because I already knew what was going to happen from the very beginning. So, Leon obviously beat Elaine. That battle was entirely pointless. I don't even know why they bothered even showing that. That was honestly a waste of animation. Which actually, that brings my next point. The animation in this series is actually good. Like, if there's anything I can give the anime credit for, is that they didn't, like, slouch on some of the animations, and it looks pretty cool. But, in my opinion, that's just a waste of time and effort. Because if you're not really enjoying the battle as a whole, then isn't all that animation just going to waste, in my opinion? It's just a shame, because, like, there's some things I really do enjoy, like, looking at, and, like, that I think is very pleasing to watch, like, with your eyes, I guess. But when you already know the outcome of the battle before it even starts, it kind of just takes it down several pegs, and it just doesn't have the same feel. Because it's almost, I don't know, it's almost like, actually, here's a good example. Sometimes my father can't catch the hockey game, right? And they do a thing called, I think, Bruins in 2. Like, they pretty much re-air the hockey game at a later time. Maybe it's the following day. But most of the time, he gets spoiled by the plays that happen, like the good plays that happen, or he gets spoiled by, like, the score or whatever when he's trying to avoid it. So, like, yeah, it is, like, watching the hockey again is still, pleasing to see, but when you already know your team's gonna fucking lose, kind of defeats the purpose of that, and it doesn't have the same, like, charm and enjoyability to it. So, yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about here. It's like, I mean, nobody spoiled the ending for me. I figured it out on my own, but it still has a similar premise, where if you already know the outcome, it doesn't have as much, like, it doesn't have as much, I don't know, enjoyability to it. It doesn't have as much value to it, in my opinion. So, and that Lance and Diantha fight, I called it right from the beginning. I knew Lance was going to lose because, once again, would have been redundant if Lance was going to battle Leon again, so he had to lose one way or another. And it just, obviously, I don't know, when the fact that he used, I already discussed it in a prior CC video about, like, how Dragonite basically sucks in the anime. I'll get to that later because there's another thing. That's one of the main reasons. But yeah, prepare to hear me scream a lot too. If I blow up my mic, I apologize. But Yeah, so the Lance and Diantha fight was pretty much entirely pointless because I already knew what was going to happen. And it's like, oh, yeah, Dynamax is not as good as Mega Evolution. Basically, literally what they were fucking saying in the audience. Nope. I didn't like that one very much. Like, what's funny, too, the bastards just, like, literally gave away the finishing blow with Mega Gardevoir going up against Lance's Dragonite, that like little cut scene, like that little scene where that giant like Moonblast was ready to pummel him, that was shown in the first Masters 8 trailer. They showed the ending to that fight in that trailer. Why would you do that? I already knew as soon as I seen that, that's the end of that fight. That's how Lance is going to lose. I fucking called it as soon as I seen it. Why do these guys spoil everything in the friggin' trailers? I don't get it. I mean, granted, Pokemon Journeys is not the only, like, source to do that. There's a lot of movies that are guilty of that, too. But they still do it, and it's just so annoying. And coming up, once again, foreshadowing, the 2 trailers that I'd seen, well, Leon and fucking Diantha is a dead giveaway. You don't even need to see the trailer for that one. But the trailer that showcased the 2-episode part battle of Cynthia versus Ash, I already know exactly 100% what's going to happen, who's going to go down, where and when, and how Ash is going to win. Oh, no, I know he's going to win. And I know exactly how he's going to win, too. But more on that later, because now we have to talk about Iris versus Cynthia. Speaking of Cynthia. Yeah, Iris didn't stand a friggin' chance. And I knew, and what's funny, too, I called it, too. I called that Cynthia was going to use Mega Evolution before the trailer even aired. Once again, the trailer spoiled it. Like, sorry, I'm trying to, like, word this without being just a ranty piece of crap. Maybe I need another sip of coffee. Hold on. Yeah, why else in that trailer would they show Cynthia randomly taking out her lipstick? No shit, that's where the fucking Mega Keystone is. Like, why? Like, that was a dead giveaway. Why would you do that? Like, do you, like, I'm assuming that these writers just assuming their fucking audience is a bunch of children. Or no, actually, no, even children could have predicted that one. What am I saying? But do they really think their audience is that oblivious? It's like, oh, could that be the Keystone? Yeah, no fucking shit, it's the Keystone. Why else would it be shown in the trailer? Anything that's shown in the trailer has some sort of significance. Usually these guys never throw red herrings. Like, every time you see something in one of the trailers, it has really high significance to it. So, yeah. There's, like, that whole thing with, like, Lance, like, that finishing blow with, like, Mega Gardevoir versus Dragonite. Yeah, that was a fucking dead giveaway. Now this thing with Mega Evolution was a dead giveaway. It's just a shame, because I like Haxorus as a Pokemon, and I love the fact that Iris's Haxorus had, like, a bit of a backstory to it. Hey, it's not an Axew anymore. It all grew up, and it's really powerful. But yet it fucking lost, like, every single battle it's in. Oh, it's so embarrassing. It's just so... And then the last battle with... this is funny, too, because a lot of people think that it's bullshit. That battle with Ash versus Steven was... plot armor is literally how to define that episode. Holy crap. Ash should not have fucking won that at all. And poor Dracofish had the Dragonite treatment, did jack fucking shit. But the fact that Ash was able to use a Z move to defeat Mega Metagross is, like, so many people are calling bullshit on that. Like, in any like, I mean, I guess I shouldn't expect realism from Pokemon, like, obviously, but even in terms of, like, storytelling, it sucks. Like, I already knew he was going to win from the very beginning, but this doesn't seem very believable whatsoever. It just seemed like they forced the win onto Ash. Like, anyone who's, like, a super huge fan of Steven is probably super pissed off. And they have the right to be, because he lost in a very bullshit way. But yeah, like, every single one of those fights, I predicted who was going to go on. I knew that Leon, Diantha, Cynthia, and Ash were all going to go on. And when I already know what's going to happen in advance, like, it doesn't become as enjoyable to me. And, like, it just loses so much value to it. This is supposed to be, like, a all-star battle royale with freaking... Well, not battle royale, but an all-star tournament with a bunch of characters. That's from, like, some famous characters from past series. All gathering together, the best of the best. But it just... all that's entirely pointless. When, in reality, the only significance this tournament has is just... because we all know that Ash and Leon are going to fight in the finale. That's literally how it's going to be. I kind of hope they prove me wrong. I'd rather see Cynthia and Leon battle. If Cynthia becomes the new champion, hell yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge Garchomp fan, but her Garchomp specifically, I can make an exception because it's Cynthia. Cynthia's like literally one of the most badass trainers there is. So if she was able to take the crown, I'd be completely okay with that, just saying. But let's be real. Would you rather see Cynthia versus Leon? Or would you rather see Ash with his newbie team versus Leon? And the only reason why you're probably saying Ash is because you're a huge Lucario fan and you want to see it win the whole thing. Well, don't you worry. Because that's exactly what's going to happen in the Ash versus Cynthia fight. How do I know this? Oh, the trailer gave it away. What else? Yeah. So basically, what happened with the first trailer for next week's episode is basically whatever, you know Leon's gonna win, who gives a shit type of battle. And the reason why I know this is because in the trailer, they showed just as much footage of Ash hanging out with Cynthia, just doing random shit showing off with Pokemon, as they did show in the actual fight itself. Why else would they do this if the battle basically has no significance or purpose whatsoever? At this point, it might as well just be a filler battle that has absolutely no reason to even show. They're gonna, like, they're not only are they bringing it down to one episode, unlike Cynthia's and Ash's, which is 2, but they're not even showing the entire, they're not even gonna show the entirety of the whole thing. They're using like half of the length, or maybe 2/3 of the length of the episode to actually showcase the battle, and the rest of that is just filler stuff. Because everybody knows, including the writers, that yeah, Leon's gonna make it to the finals. No shit. And I'm not the biggest Diantha fan in the world, but the fuck does she do to deserve getting her ass kicked like that? Like, I mean, to be fair, as much as I fucking hate Mega Charizard X, Elaine didn't deserve it either. In fact, I think a lot of people, and what I was talking to with several other friends of mine, is that they would have preferred to see Elaine versus Ash in the beginning, and have Ash beat Elaine instead of Steven lose to Ash. I can agree with that, actually, because that actually probably would have been a much better fight than what we got with Elaine versus Leon. And I honestly, and the only reason why them two are even paired up is because, ooh, look at the two Charizards fighting. That's literally the only reason why them two are paired up in the beginning. Which, hey, I'm glad that a regular Charizard beat a Mega Evolution. Take that, Hydreigon. I'm still laughing at you to this day. But still, like, that, it just serves entirely no purpose whatsoever, and it's just really boring. But one of the biggest things that really pissed me off in that upcoming trailer with Cynthia versus Ash is they're gonna do the thing to Dragonite for the 5th time in a row. They basically just spoiled the entirety of what that thing is going to do. Lose again without getting another fucking KO. And that explains the thumbnail. Someone and that writer staff has a huge vendetta against Dragonite. Maybe they'll prove me wrong and Dragonite will actually beat Spiritomb. But if you look, in one scene of that trailer, it only shows for like 2 fucking seconds, but honestly, you shouldn't have showed it at all because it's a dead giveaway what's going to happen. They show Ash's 3 Pokemon already down. I think it's, yeah, spoiler alert, tough shit. They show it in the trailer, so I'm talking about it. They show Dragonite first. Shocker, he's just thrown in there to fucking lose again. I think they show Dracovish and they show Gengar. All 3 of them have been fainted. So in the very beginning, Ash is going to send out fucking Dragonite, and it's going to immediately lose to Spiritomb. Right away. Again. What is with these fucking writers literally making Dragonite look like the worst pseudo-legend in the franchise? I've already, like, I tried to keep my cool or whatever with I've already tried to keep my cool in the other video where they're basically ruining Dragonite's reputation. I won't. I look that one up. It's underneath the CC playlist if you're interested. But every single battle that a Dragonite has been in for the past 5 battles now, because I'm gonna include this one, has been absolute garbage. And what's funny to that, in the episode that just aired today, they were showing that Dragonite is number 2 on his team. But yet it keeps fucking getting one shot and destroyed every time without getting a single KO. Yeah, number 2, all right. Yeah, and number 2 is in shit, because that's exactly what he's doing. How the hell can, like, maybe if you include all of Ash's Dragonite's prior wins to this whole loss streak, yes, I could agree with that. It does have a lot of wins, even though some of them weren't really deserved, I will admit that. But, yeah, it does have a lot of wins, and that's probably the reason why it's number 2 overall. But of course, want to know who number 1 is? I don't even need to say it. But all you need to know is that they have a flawless win ratio so far. So basically, the trailer literally just described both parts back to back. No, so basically this is what's going to happen. It showcased that, oh no, Ash is at a disadvantage. He's down like 3 Pokemon, and Cynthia has like 4 or 5. So basically what they're going to do for the beginning, and they're going to do the most cliche shit possible, and that also irritates me, where Cynthia's going to get the upper hand. She's going to mop the floor with fucking Dragonite, and probably... Actually, no, I don't think Sirfetch'd was shown in the trailer in the beginning. I think he's more towards the end. Good, have him have a spotlight. Sirfetch'd needs it. But they're going to showcase Dragonite getting his ass kicked, Gengar trying and failing somewhat. I'm just going to assume that Gengar's going to be the one to defeat Spiritomb because, oh, Ghost on Ghost. He has... Actually, no, he doesn't have an advantage because Spiritomb has no weakness to Ghost. Whatever. He's still going to try to defeat him anyway. And the one after... So basically, Ash is going to be down several Pokemon, and Cynthia's going to have the upper hand. That's going to be the cliffhanger for the first episode. That's going to be the cliffhanger. I can guarantee that's what they're going to do. Oh, no, Ash is at a disadvantage. Can he get out of it? Yeah, he's going to get out of it. You want to know how he's going to get out of it? Is Lucario's going to win the whole fucking thing again. Yeah, it's going to come down to Mega Garchomp versus Mega Lucario. I'm not going to say I'm going to bet my entire channel on it because I really don't want to fucking gamble something I hold dear to me. But I'm definitely leaning over towards the fact that Ash is going to win against Garchomp by using his Mega Lucario with his perfect fucking bond. Because the thing doesn't have a fucking loss on its record. The only time I think that thing is actually going to lose is versus Leon's Charizard in the grand finale. That's the only battle, the finale, that's the only battle I can't 100% predict. Because my gut wants to tell me, oh, Lucario is going to be the flawless fucking Pokemon just to please all the fanboys. But my heart is telling me that Lucario is just going to barely lose to Leon's Gigantamax Charizard, but still have a strong bond together, even though they didn't win the entire thing, and Leon continues to be the flawless champion. That's what that's what my heart's telling me. But, like... Because if you really think about it, if Ash wins the entire thing, where's the series going to go after this? They're going to need a new protagonist or something. Right? For the Scarlet and Violet anime. If Ash wins the whole thing and he's the champion, he's the greatest there ever was. He accomplished his goal. What is there to do? He has to retire, right? I mean, you would think. Why else would he would not be the main protagonist in the Scarlet and Violet anime if that's the case. So he has to lose the battle against Leon, right? If he doesn't, I mean, if he wins, then there's no point in him having him be in the anime at all. I mean, you know what? Have Go be the main protagonist because I'm enjoying his story more than Ash's. Honestly, if they were to switch things up and have Go take over from here, that's perfectly fine. I would be completely okay with that. Maybe have Go just meet up new acquaintances along the way in the Paldean region, whatever the hell it's called. I already forget the name of the Gen 9 area, my bad. But in that new region, that would be an interesting thing. like, yeah, honestly, yeah, especially with like the whole open world sort of thing, like it having go explore different areas and catch different Pokemon, maybe go on that treasure hunt or whatever that they're promoting. Yeah, I want to see that. So if Ash wins the whole thing and beats Leon, he has no reason to continue. So it'd be hella stupid if he wins the whole thing and he's still the main protagonist for some reason. So there's one of two things. That's going to happen, and then they're going to retire Ash finally. Or Ash is going to just barely lose, and then he's going to try to prove himself even better for the next series coming up. I want to say it's the latter. I think Lucario is just going to barely lose. But all I can say is that if Ash loses either this upcoming fight with Cynthia or the next one with Leon, it's gonna be one hell of a time being a Dragonite fan, because like literally the writers are literally trying to make Dragonite look so unbelievably bad that all these fuckboys on Twitter are gonna form fucking hate campaigns again against Dragonite. It already started with Irises, and if Ash fucking loses and Dragonite literally does not get a single fucking hit in again, you can bet your ass that everyone's just gonna not blame Lucario. No, because that thing's fucking everybody's precious little child. And instead, they're just going to blame Dragonite because, oh, no, there's not that many Dragonite fans out anyway. Yeah, this thing's a piece of shit. It should have gotten a new evolution in Dragonair in Gen 9, but it hasn't yet. It needs to happen, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Shut up. So anyway, yes, this whole fucking series is pointless. The only battle that's actually going to be somewhat interesting, even though I'm pretty sure I can predict it, is going to be the Leon versus Ash fight. I mean, I still think Ash is going to lose because like I said, it doesn't. If they're gonna keep Ash as the main protagonist, he literally cannot win that fight because it just would not make any sense for him to be the best, but then still strive to be a better trainer. I mean, yes, technically you could because Leon does the same thing, but in terms of like writing, like even the writers know that's hella stupid. I don't think they're gonna stoop that low. It's like, oh, I'm the very best there ever was, but I want to be the bestest. I don't know why I said that like that, but it sounds so fucking stupid now that I said it out loud. Oh, writers, what the hell? Writers, prove me wrong, come on. Oh, please, don't let Lucario win the whole fucking thing with Cynthia, please. I know you're gonna do that, but still, like, can you please just prove me wrong? Have Ash fucking barely lose this fight and have Cynthia battle Leon, even if it's a side episode. I don't care. That's what I, and probably a lot of other people, want to see, is those two much-deserved champions battle it out in the grand finale. Ash, I'm fucking sorry. You don't deserve this shit. This is, like, you're the only reason why you're winning is plot armor, and it's fucking irritating. If you truly cared about being the best, you wouldn't use this specific team. No offense to Dragonite, but then again, he sucks balls now, so I don't fucking care about him as much in the anime anymore. If you really cared about being the very best right now, you would go back to Oak's lab and get an all-star team. That's the reason why this whole thing doesn't make any sense. If Ash really wanted to take this seriously, he wouldn't use his fucking 4-month-old Dracovish, or his newly evolved Dragonite, or his fucking Sirfetch'd that barely fucking does shit. No, he would go back to Oak's lab, take every single one of those Pokemon that deserve a spot in this tournament, like Charizard, Greninja, Infernape, like some of them, and gather an all-star team and fight Leon that way. Then he would truly deserve where he is now. Because doesn't it seem hella insulting that someone who has a newbie team, excluding Pikachu, but someone who has a newbie team is defeating some of the most known champions in the entire fucking series with a team they literally picked up off the street not even a year ago. I can't be the only one that thinks that's the most insulting shit ever. That's the reason why this thing with Ash does not fucking work with the Masters 8. Yeah, it's like, okay, maybe he's that good of a trainer that he can learn to adapt with newer Pokemon very well. That's like the only excuse I could possibly give it. But still, it would just personally would make much more sense to me if he had a bunch of Pokemon that he had much more experience with battle in the Masters 8. Just like every other trainer with their signature Pokemon. Like, it doesn't make any sense. This whole writing is just garbage. All I can say is if Ash wins against Cynthia, hell will break loose because he doesn't deserve it. I know he's going to win because Lucario is the most precious thing ever and it can't lose a battle fucking ever. But still, Ash does not deserve to even be in the finals. No offense to you. But it's like there's so many other... Like, Cynthia is the true champion in my eyes. Well, her and Leon, actually. Which is why I want them two both in the finals. I'd rather have them two in the finals than someone who's, like, literally is basically using action replay codes to fucking get to the top. It's just shit writing. Sorry, I don't get you guys. Seriously. This is some of the most, like, cliche, predictable, irritating, biased writing I've ever seen in my life. And perhaps I'm a little bit more butthurt about it because my favorite Pokemon is getting the fucking shaft repeatedly, and it's starting to really piss me off. Especially, this is basically the same shit with 2015, where it's like, oh, Dragonite doesn't have a Mega Evolution, so fuck you, you suck. That's literally how I feel again. I feel like I traveled back to 2015 and I'm dealing with fucking trolls again. Except no, the trolls are the writers this time. They're no better. I think I'm done. I have a headache and I still have to do 2 more streams today. I think I have the Fall Guys stream on Wally's channel, and then I have to do fucking Mugen later, which I'll see if I'm even able to do them. But holy crap, like, those trailers really just enraged me. Like, if you really wanted to make this believable, don't show the entire episode in the fucking trailer. I mean, granted, your writing's been so predictable, I don't even need to see the trailer to know what the hell's gonna happen. But still, if you want anybody else that may not have as big of an eye as I do in terms of seeing predictable writing, maybe you shouldn't show all the most important parts in this trailer. So the Leon and Diantha fight's going to be entirely pointless because if they actually gave a shit about it, they would make it more than a half an episode long, instead, like, unlike Cynthia versus Ash, which is 2 episodes long. And then the whole thing with the cliche with, oh, Ash is going to lose by the first episode, and oh, look, he actually won with Lucario by the end of the second one. I'm done. Like, I'm gonna show like a prior CC video talking about, like, the entire Masters 8 tournament at a later time when I'm more calmed down and less ranty, because this video is just extremely ranty. It just makes me come off as an immature child, but sometimes that's the only way I can get my point across is by screaming, which isn't the most intuitive thing ever. Like I said, it just makes me seem immature, but it's one of the I'd rather just yell in a microphone for a while instead of, like, break shit or do something even more stupid, you know? But coming from a lot of other anime that has really great writing and other children's cartoons, like I mentioned before, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, which had amazing writing, it doesn't matter what the target audience is. I mean, to be fair, the target audience for the Masters 8 isn't necessarily children. It's literally anybody that grew up with prior games, which is a lot of different ages. So I know for a fact this anime is not 100% dedicated toward a younger audience, because it's supposed to be like a bunch of fanfare. But at the end of the day, it all goes to waste, and the other 6 participants shouldn't even be in this tournament, when literally what you want to showcase at the end of the day is Ash versus Leon. This whole entire tournament is completely pointless because of those two and their plot armor, which is a shame for all 6 other participants. Whether I like them or hate them, every single one of them do not deserve this treatment that they got, because they deserve so much more. Their Pokemon are not really giving the proper chance, except for maybe Cynthia and Diantha. Those are, like, the only 2 exceptions, because, hey, they actually won a fight, and they didn't lose the bullshit plot armor. Yet. But they will. So, that is it. I'm surprised that the last rant that I did had, like, 12 likes or something, and no dislikes. I'm honestly shocked about that, but there's a lot of people who actually agree. If you do agree, then feel free to comment down below. If you disagree, dislike the video and state your opinion why. Remember, all opinions are welcome on this channel. It's not all about me. I'm giving my opinion, which is quite ranty and a bit biased. But hey, so are the writers. They're biased too. So I guess it all comes full circle. State your opinion down below. I'm more than happy to read both if you're with or against me, because all opinions are welcome. That's nice to have a decent conversation with a lot of you. Sorry for not reading the live chat this time again, but I just didn't want to get distracted from reading comments at that time. So I apologize for not reading the chat. But I also didn't want to disable it either, because that's too is childish. So that is going to be all for me. Next time I talk about the anime will not be about a rant, hopefully. It will. I want to try to at least sum up the entire Masters 8 tournament in a cohesive, like, calm and productive way instead of ranting about it. I want to do a proper CC video on it because I think it well deserves it. Because, like I said, there's some things in this, as much as I rant about how shit it is, like I said, the animation is actually really good. And I like the passion, and also the voice acting is very good. But it's a shame that all of that goes to waste when the presentation itself is literally pointless until, like, maybe the finals. So it's just, it's wasted writing, it's wasted potential, it's wasted art. It's just a shame because it didn't have to be this way. But that is all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.